Hello, Americans. Another friend, subscribers around the world. Back here, man. Right behind the wood shack. This morning, kind of a first of all, kind of a somber day. But, snow, supposed to snow. And it started a little bit, before we went to bed yesterday. When they were calling, we were supposed to have a little bit of a, not much, man, half inch or something like that. From, I think it was 9 to 11 or something like that. And it started spitting just a little bit before we went to bed, so I didn't know what to expect this morning. Got up, and man, it must have stopped right after we went to bed. And then, been up now it's probably, I don't know, 9:30 or 10. And it's been snowing for, I don't know, probably 30 or 40 minutes. Not like dumping snow, but I guess you can see it on there. So, and then the funny thing, the part that I was getting at with that is the, their forecast for today, they don't show a chance of snow at all. See, I told you, man, they don't have a clue. What I'm getting ready to do right now is, man, I have went through the firewood like you wouldn't believe. And, when I had the stack, I had a stack where you're sitting, I had a stack here, still got a stack there, got a stack there, and then I got some other back there, I got stacks everywhere, but they're not covered. And I haven't been too concerned about it until I finished up sawing up this stack here yesterday. Now I'm concerned. So, what I'm doing right now, where Grizz is laying there, I got some links and stuff, which are actually that stack there. A lot of it was for building poles. So I can replace them. So I'm going to dig out some of those, and they've been under snow. And then I have a stack or two out at Katie and Tim's, because we'll be going out there for Leonard, have some Leonard and play some games, hand and foot. But anyway, so man, one of the reasons I was talking about that it's a somber day is got up this morning and I knew it was going on today, and with the morning coffee and stuff, watched Lisa Marie's memorial. Her funeral's going on today, and it was just, man, beautiful service. And man, that you think, it's funny because people that you've never met like that, like Lisa Marie and anybody, Elvis, whatever, you think you know them, but you don't, and man, a couple of the people that got up, there's people that got up that I expected to see there, but one's a couple three that I didn't, that I never knew that there was any, that's just friends or connections, man. And one was Fergie, remember Fergie, Sarah Ferguson? She got up and talked, and Alanis Morissette sang at it. And then the one that really blew my mind that I didn't know there was any connection was Axl Rose, man. And he's saying you did good, man. They all did good. It was a beautiful service, man, but it definitely puts you in that, at least this hillbilly, man, puts me in a somber thinking mood. But let's look over here. I gotta go to the snow, man. It's snowing on me, dude. So anyway, man, so I was thinking on that, thinking on, when you're a kid and you're, I don't know what you want to call it. Well, dude, the sun. Now it's snowing with the sun. But when you're a kid and, you're a fan or whatever, you can call it obsessed, whatever you want to call it, with somebody is one thing. But when I talk about, I've talked about a little bit in past videos before, This is the kind of video, man. This is Deep Thoughts with Idaho Hillbilly. Out behind the woodshed. But just thinking on it, you know, man. When you're shoveling snow and doing the things that I do every morning, man, you got lots of time to think. So I was thinking on it, you know, and one of the reasons I do these videos is for my kids. You know, that's why I started these videos. It wasn't, I'm sure it wasn't to be doing them 10 years. I never dreamed I'd be doing these 10 years later. But was to share, you know, because the kids were always trying to get me to write down or record or whatever stories. So I was thinking about that this morning, you know, and I was thinking about the connection, you know, a connection that I feel and the heartbrokenness I feel from Lisa Marie passing away. I never knew her, you know. I feel like I did, but I didn't, you know, and it's just, I was thinking on that and started thinking, you know, because the connection to Lisa Marie obviously be the connection to Elvis. So I was pondering on that, you know, man, because like I said, dude, I was obsessed with it, you know. I mean, Elvis is king, you know. I'm an Elvis fan until the day I die, you know, but why, you know, why was it him that, you know, or why was I such a, and not just a fan, but I mean, my connection. Thinking on it and stuff, you know, and then I came to the conclusion that because my father, which, you know, he's a piece of crap, but I didn't know that. I didn't know that back then. I should have listened to my grandpa. But my father was a big Elvis fan. You know, man, he's got the slick back hair still to this day, you know, now it's all white. I have nothing to do with my father. That we could go into it another time. So, you know, my connection, so my father, so, you know, my father ended up having an affair and raising two families. You know, me and my piece of crap brother and, you know, my mom, and he had the family there, and then my stepmom and my brother, later on my sister, but, was 30 or 40 miles away, you know, at the same time. That's the kind of guy he is. Anyway, we ain't going into that today. The reason my connection that I've came up with the conclusion for why I was like I was. Man, you can look back. It's funny, I was on the Facebook, which I don't get on there too much, but old friend of mine from back in 9th grade, and seen her on there, man, sent her a message, hey, you know, whatever. And the first thing she said, the first thing I gotta ask you, do you still like Elvis? Dude, I got pictures of me, man, in junior high, you know, with the Elvis t-shirt on and stuff, man, you know, and everybody thought I was just some weirdo. Maybe I wasn't. People still think I'm a weirdo. But, so I was thinking on that of my connection with Elvis. You know, this is good for the kids, too. But, dude, Elvis was my dad. That was my connection, you know, because my father, I didn't see him much, nothing like that, you know, and he's the one that got me into Elvis when I was a kid, because he was gone by the time I was 6. And that was my connection with Elvis, that he reminded me of my father, and I guess in a weird way, man, he was my surrogate or something. I don't know. You know, that's when I came to the conclusion of why I was like I was with Elvis, man, or am. You know, I mean, Elvis, dude, I used to save up my nickels and dimes, you know, for anything, you know. And the crazy thing is when Elvis died, I didn't see my father alive. I went and lived with him or stayed with him when I was 14. And, which, you know, you can say, oh, that was the biggest mistake. But, you know, everything happens for a reason in life, man. And there's survival things that I learned living around him was the number one, you know, because he's big into drugs, all that shit. So it's survival. But, I don't even know where I was going with that. Squirrel, all these things start just flooding back in. I don't even like thinking about this crap now. But, what was I getting at with that? So 14, I don't even know where I was going with that, man. Oh, no, I know where I was going. We didn't go visiting them a lot. And, my stepmom, which is the mom, Patty, which is the mom of, because I have a brother and sister, you know, half brother, half sister, that I don't believe in. That's one of the things Patty always, there's no such thing as the half, you know. And actually, my fool piece of crap brother that, you know, I don't want to go into that too much, but I'll never have anything. I mean, the dude's been dead to me for a long time, and he comes and goes, and he just needs to go away permanently. But my half brother, my half sister, just my brother and my sister, they we're pretty close. Don't talk so much, you know, now as you get older and stuff. I talk to Zach, my brother. I talked to him off and on. I've talked to him for a couple of weeks, I think, you know. And then my sister, she's doing her own thing. But so they really know, you know, I don't really have, you know, I got my tribe, man. That's all I really got. That's, you know, just the way life turns out, I guess. And dude, squirrel. See, I'm telling you, man, especially you start going into this stuff, you know, and this is, you know, some of the stories that I want my kids to know. But anyway, as it turned out, and I didn't go see my father, you know, it was not a, you know, my father and my mother, stuff that he did to her and all that, and, you know, two sides of a story, which I actually ended up with my mom's diaries when she died, and I've learned a lot. You know, reading those was, you want to talk about a somber mood, read your mom's diaries after she's dead. But, anyway, I'd go, you know, here and there, man. I don't even know how many times, man. I'd say, not a lot, man. Went and, you know, might show up Thanksgiving. Never sent us, you know, well, occasionally you'd get a Christmas present or a birthday present or something. He didn't send much. Anyway, man, we happened to be, which is all coked out at this time, but we happened to go in 1977 when Elvis died, August 16th. I remember it like yesterday, man. We were in the living room of his and Patty's place, my stepmom's place. She was great, and she ended up passing away. I think she was 26 when she passed away. I pretty much think he killed her. But anyway, that aside, man, off I go on to another freaking thing. Anyway, man, I remember, and then my aunt Charlene was there, and we were going to Disneyland. We went there, and, you know, we were all getting ready to fly to Disneyland. I think we were down there for 2 weeks or something. We were, you know, over in Washington for 2 weeks at his place. And, dude, I remember it like I said, like yesterday, man. I remember the house. I remember everything. I remember going into the bathroom and going like this up in the windowsill and seeing lines of cocaine. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I remember. But anyway, I remember being, that we went, you know, that was, man, we were in the living room and everything, man. I remember when my father was all, Elvis, they just said Elvis died. You know, man, and I think I was flipping devastated. You know, of course, this time, man, I thought my father was king. That was pretty devastating. Pretty darn devastating. But anyway, back to the connection. Wow, man, my mind just went. Now I'm sitting here thinking all this shit. Maybe I do need to write a book. So anyway, back to the Elvis and then the Lisa Marie thing, you know, that She's the same age as me, man. She was born, I believe she was born February 1st, 1968, and I was born October of 68. So we're the same age. And, man, anything, you know, after Elvis passed away, of course, before then, too, but is Elvis, you know, because, I mean, what was it? He died in 76, yeah, so I was 9 years old. And, dude, all through my teens, everything, man. I've read every book that's ever been written on Elvis, you know, except for anything that might have came out in the last 20 years or something. You know, the book about the Colonel, you know, I watched that new Elvis movie that Lisa Marie and Priscilla and the whole family was all involved in that making of. And if you haven't seen it, it's a good movie, man. I don't care too much for how they added you know, more modern music, and they had the timelines kind of winky dink, man. You know, because I could definitely sit here and do Elvis trivia and all that stuff with you, you know. But man, it was pretty good. It was a good watch, man. Old Tom Hanks plays Colonel Parker. You know, Colonel Parker was just not a good man. Anyways, but the connection that you feel to somebody that you don't even know, it's just, that's what, you know, what really got me thinking on all this. Now I went on a totally different freaking avenue. But yeah, it's just a somber thing, man. She passed away definitely wait till dude, we're 54, man. I don't, you know, I still got another 50 years in me, man. My great grandpa died at 103, man. I'm trying to beat him. Breaks my heart. Man, I feel for her kids. So, man, our thoughts and prayers, man, and rest in peace. Lisa Marie, just always, man. I'll think about her all the time. Okay, so that's enough of that deep thoughts crap. I know now you want me to talk about my piece of crap father, don't you? I'll get into that later. So, man, right now I'm getting ready to do like I said, I'm going to shovel that. I don't think you want to watch me do that. Underneath you here, I've got what was left of the stuff I had covered here, and it's dry. Got some lodgepole and some pondo. And I want to split it up, but first I'm going to dig out that pile that's got the snow on it. And it's not, you know, the ends will obviously, you know, suck some in, but they're pretty long. There's some 8 and 10 footers there, you know, they're pretty good size. But just in case they do have moisture, I want to saw some of them up, mix it in with this dry, and then split it up. You don't have a mix of dry and wet, if you want to call it. And just keep chugging on it, man. I'm going to go through that pretty dang quick. I told Miss Kitty when I said something to her a little bit ago about our wood supply. She thought, well, I thought you were okay with it. You thought everything was great. And I was like, well, I did. But I thought that one pile was going to get us through January. January ain't over yet. So, just crazy. That's all I got for you, man. I kicked her on not even doing a video today. But I do a video a day. No matter what I'm doing, what I'm thinking about, or, you know, anything from chasing mountain lions to Elvis, man. That's where we're at. So please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Check out the links below in the eBay store. And I just got a cha-ching there just a minute ago. Got an offer, so I got to go check that out. The t-shirts, man. Make sure to check out the t-shirts. I got one on, but I ain't whooping this coat. I don't know if you noticed, I changed, man. It was colder out here. It's like 26, 27 degrees. Supposed to get above freezing a couple degrees today, so we'll see. So check out all that and the decals. Just sent some decals off, man. She loved them. So that's it, man. It's Sunday. It's a good day to be somber. So now I'm going to get this stuff done, and then I'm going to go we're having some pulled pork sandwiches today for dinner. And if you can even look back on our videos, Miss Kitty, she's done a couple of videos on her pulled pork. That's what we're going to have, pulled pork sandwiches and play games and play with them grandbabies. Good Lord willing. And them creeks don't rise. We'll be back again tomorrow. See you.